everybody, once again welcome along to Speedway Gladiators, the program that looks at Speedway, specifically at the Robertson Prestige International Speedway, the program of course for the compliments of Video Hub. This is the penultimate show. The season finishes next week, so what's in the program tonight? Well, it's jam-packed. Tonight we catch up with Kyle Lampp. Kyle is not running tonight. He got injured a couple of weeks ago and his car is basically up on jacks, but we catch up with his season and we look at a little bit of his history, how it all started. We went out to see the Halcrows, Martin Malcrow and the daughter Danielle, of course, in saloon cars. We had a chat to Marty about what's going to happen for next season and what he's going to focus on as well. While we were there, Taylor Lampp was there. We talked to him. He's also in the King of the Arena tonight. We check out highlights from last year's King of the Arena and we also look at this year's Manawatu Saloon Champs. Kyle Lamp's not running the season. He was earlier in the season. He has an injury. We caught up with Kyle and we talked a little bit about his history and what got him interested in stock car racing. Well, Kyle Lamp's been involved in stock cars for quite some time. When you think about it, I'm going to ask him exactly for how long, very, very soon. We had the opportunity to pop down to the workshop and catch up with them. Kyle, mate, when did you first start and what got you started?
Started when I was about 14 and that was just like we kind of got into the sport because of Dad being involved with the sport hard out. Being a sign rider, he was always doing heaps of the cars and like my uncle and auntie, they got us in the mini stock and and then
another one starting in mini stocks, huh?
Yeah.
How many guys would have started in mini stocks, do you reckon? And just gone on and on and on?
Heaps. It's heaps of the guys these days, they coming through and
So I know your dad was very, very keen. Your mum was as well. Your mum was a big supporter, still is of course.
Yeah.
So your first stock car, tell me about that.
Well, it was Taylor's first car, and before that it was Craig Humphrey's old Super, the old 98 green one.
Yeah, remember that.
Yeah, so Dad and Craig converted it to a stock car Falcon and got Taylor out there, and he did a few years in it and went on to build his first new car, which was a tank out at Pete's while he was there, and I got the car of Craig's and raced that for a couple of years.
Well, let's talk tracks. You've obviously travelled around the countryside. What are your favourite tracks and what are your bogey tracks, if any?
Well, my favourite tracks would have to be Wanganui and Rotorua. Like, they're both pretty similar in some aspects with the sharp corner and that, turn 1 and 2, and I don't know, I just always gone well there and always enjoyed going, like, you know, you got to get that corner to get the track right, and it's just been a cool track to race on, and Wanganui's quite close for us, so we've always tried to support them because they always come and support us. And
What's been your highlight? Say over the last 10 years, what's your favourite memory? What's the best night when you got out of the car and thought, I've gone as well as I possibly could have, we've gone really well?
Well, my first pretty awesome memory was when I teamed raced with the Mullets. Like, that was kind of the first time I'd teams race and talked about it a lot and
so different, isn't it?
And a bunch of mates, we all got together and made a team and went out there and we came second against the Pumas, so it was a close finish, and that was a pretty special memory.
So what's your best podium?
My best one is under 23s. A few years back I won that, and that was that was pretty special.
Let's look at this car. Tell me about this. Where it came from, who built it, how long you've had it?
So it's a Lampp chassis, built by my brother. I was a big part of building it, which makes it even more special. We built it before the start of last season, and it was a real big learning curve. Like, Taylor, I can't thank him enough. Like, I wouldn't have it if it wasn't for him giving me the opportunity to do it.
Well, mate, you've had a great year. I know you're not running at the moment, but the car's looking good. It's fantastic. It's really looking well, and you're going to do a full rebuild over the off season, and we're going to look forward to seeing you back at 100% next season.
Yep, yeah, definitely.
All right, Kyle Lampp, he's and his brother Taylor, very useful combination. He's done a few years now, and the cars are looking fantastic. Taylor Lampp is based at the same place. Taylor's been involved in stock car racing for over 10 years, another one who started off in mini stocks. We caught up with him and we asked about how he got started in stock car racing. Well, during a couple of weeks ago, we went out to the Halcrow garage and guess who we found? Taylor Lampp. Taylor and the car is here. I really want to go back to when it first started for you. Now, I know your mum and dad were in the sport, and you lived probably a stone's throw away from the track back in those days. I remember your dad, and I remember he was in the stock car one night too. I remember that night. And Mumsy, of course, she was there, as she was always a huge supporter. But did they go to the track, and you and your brother just went along because you were really keen and wanted to get involved at some stage? You would have been underage probably at the time.
Yeah, so it was when I was a lot younger. My old man, he used to crew for one of his good mates, Tony Whitaker, and that's pretty much how it all started really. You know, me and Kyle would always go along. We just loved the sport as well, and my old man and Tony grew up together, so they were always good mates, and we were around Speedway at a real young age, and just we loved the cars and stuff like that, and obviously, when we were old enough, we wanted to go racing. And
you went through that period where there were big names racing mini stocks back then.
Yeah. So back then, like there was a big group of guys, and they were all competitive back then. All guys you know today, the Reesers and Myers and Jaden Ward and Jordan Deere and all those guys. You know, Humphreys, we used to all race together.
Obviously, when you, at a certain age, you decided stock cars was the path you wanted to go down, rather than adult mini stocks.
Yeah, no, definitely stock cars. I had to do half a season in adults just while my car was getting built.
Sure.
But then after that, we were in the stock car, and it's always something we wanted to do, just around Speedway and watching them, the super stocks and whatnot. And
it's not the car that you've got now.
No, not
was
the
a
car
car
I've got
well
now.
back.
Yeah. So the first one originally we got off Craig Humphreys. It was an ex-super stock that we converted to a stock car
was it
for
the
myself.
98?
Yeah, the green one back then. Had the little wing on it. And
if you look at some of the successes you've had, and you've had a few, what do you rate up there as being your best moments?
I've had a few pretty close calls with the New Zealand champs, always been up there. I haven't walked away with a number on my car, but it's still always cool to be in that position at the time. Otherwise, like even this year, I won individual points at Battle of the Stocks down south. We got second and best pairs down there, so that was pretty cool.
Do you have a different mindset for a championship night, or do you just go out and race it like a normal night?
Well, you've always got to go out and want to win. Got to have that mindset. Otherwise, if you don't, well, you know, you may as well not be racing. But that's just how I see it. You know, go out there to win, and whatever happens, happens, and then just go from there, really.
So probably what really cemented you was your mum and dad, who took you along as kids, and you became like any other 5, 6, 7-year-old kids, fully excited, absolutely wanted to do it, couldn't wait till your birthday till you could get into a mini stock. And it's a disease, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
But there's no medication.
No, you just got to keep doing it, don't you?
Yeah.
That is it.
And keep going.
Yeah.
So next year, same again? Same car?
Yeah, same car next year. Not unless someone comes along and buys it. But nah, I'll probably just keep the same one.
And then you've got to immediately sit down with a piece of paper and a pencil and start designing the new one.
Yeah. It's
the Lampp Mark 10 or whatever it is, you know?
Yeah, we're pretty busy at the moment, just with work and family at the moment. So, I mean, keeping the car doesn't really bother me. I'd rather just hold on to it.
Yep. And of course, the great support from Mumsy in Christchurch. She's always keeping you on the toes.
Yeah, she is. And she comes and watches us every now and then.
Yeah, see her in the club room.
Even when we go down to Christchurch there for Battle of the Stocks, she's always there. So it's cool to have her support.
Absolutely,
Tony.
Absolutely. And she's always got some fun with it as well. That's the main thing. Mate, thanks for your time. I appreciate it. You've had a pretty good season overall. Best of luck for next season.
Cool, thank you.
Well, let's check out last year's King of the Arena. What happened?
We get the green underway. Right here, Robertson gets the push there from Richard Gaskin. Oh, Lucas Hayes been spun up. No, he's gathered it. 13p. He's lost a lot of spots though. Both the Lampp boys are pushing their way through. Taylor and Kyle. We've got as Nathan Alexander just got spat to the infield there briefly. He's back on track. One spun up there. Reuter wins Stanley. Oh, Devon Stonham up. Not quite over though. But it's Richie Gaskin. Lawrence Barr, right here, Robertson, Keegan Levine, the 5W down the bottom. Aaron Watson, Cameron Brimwick, Lucas Hay, Matt Phippen, Bryn Liddell, Sam Prescott. That is your top 10. 2NZ, Scott Tennant starting to come through the field as well. Over 19s for Richard Gaskin. Fastest car is Scott Tennant, almost cracking into the 18s. And we get the white flag, one to go. Can Richard Gaskin hold off the 2NZ of Scotty Tennant? It's all on for the last lap. Makes a dive to the inside. Scott Tennant, a great dive. Just clipped the pole line there. Pushes Gaskin wide. But Scotty T, wow, he flies out of the way. Wins Stanley. Scott Tennant taking the win on the last lap. On the last corner from Richard Gaskin. Seth Hodge in the 12p. Yeah, we get the green. Seth Hodge gets the jump over Matt Phippen. Scotty Tennant already pushing through. Hamish McLeod gets spun up there. Both Lamps going, and the 24 from Stratford is up. Well, 172 is pulled to the infield. So is the 992, Taylor Lampp. Right front's gone on the defending champions car. And it's Seth Hodge. Out in front, Scott Tennant. Oh, right, Rahadi Connor's been pinged there by Sam Prescott, and he's head on into the wall. Matt Phippen, the 35p, the red 35p, is the third place car. Alexander a lap down. Look at Tennant. He's just driving around the outside of Hodgie. Gets caught in the loose stuff a wee bit, but power down. Scott Tennant is hauling. Quentin Hammond, the right rear's gone on the meeting sponsor. Oh, we got a couple to the wall. Bailey Chapman's got Richard Gaskin up. Scotty Tennant though, the 2NZ, 2 from 2. 2 from 2 for the 2NZ. We get the green. And straight away, Quentin Hammond's out of there. Meeting sponsor, he'll probably want to pick up a checker flag in this one. Where is our 2NZ Scott Tennant? Oh, we've got a huge pile up here. Sam Prescott involved, looks like Jaden Hall maybe. Quentin Hammond leads it.
2NZ about 6.
Yep, in front of Taylor Lampp there. See if the 992 will put it on the line for the Palmy boys, like they did for him. Burmister's on the pole line as well as Jaden Hall. The Puma's going out to battle. Sam Prescott's on the pole line. Now they're going to pick up the 2NZ. Taylor Lamp's got him. Taylor Lamp's got Scott Tennant there. Slowed up Blair Reeve. Smith goes round. Lamp's been spun up. Prescott and Hall on the infield there. 2NZ of Tennant is in 8th. Seth Hodge in the 5th spot, the 12p. Oh no, Seth Hodge has gone to the wall. Payback from Rebecca Barr. Rebecca Barr and the paybacks to Seth Hodge. That's from the Brent Lowe. Look at the Palmy boys down the back straight. They've got Keegan Levine held up. Bex is on the mission to stop Hodge, and she's got him. Tennant slips through the inside of Bex. Oh, she gets a punt there from Burmester. Matt Phippen will have to be your points leader so far. The 35. There goes Keegan Levine, spun up once again. Kyle Taylor's got him. Can he get him to the wall? He could finish him off here. Blair Reeve Smith almost finishes himself off. Bryn Liddell goes for a... Oh, they've all piled in. They've all piled in on turn 2 there. Kyle Taylor had the 2NZ pinned in the wall. He's let him go. Quentin Hammond's having the time of his life. Scott Tennant very slow away the 2NZ. All he's going to do is get to the finish line. Kyle Lampp, for good measure, had a swing at him. Wasn't going to be Keegan Levine spun up down the far end. Who's this? Daniel Burmester. Can he have one last shot at the 2NZ? If he can finish him off here, no he can't. No one can, and I think Scott Tennant, I think he's done enough. Quinton Hammond won the race.
We popped out to the Halcrows just out of Palmerston North and caught up with Marty Halcrow, a man that's been in saloons for quite some time, started off a long time ago, got quite a history. But we caught up with him in his workshop. Well, we decided to catch up with some of the saloon guys, Marty Halcrow from Halcrow Trailers. Marty very kindly let us come out to the workshop, and mate, thank you for your invitation to come out here. Yep. Marty, take us back to your Speedway career. You seem to have been around forever, and I say that in the nicest possible way. Yeah. How many years has it been?
Oh, I started in '87 at Timaru, and right at the end, I bought an old Grant Reed car. I used to go drag racing in that, Thunder Park and that, with a T-bucket. Did pretty well on that, but decided that I was sick of the travelling and all that stuff, and I needed to just base myself in the hut. But I've always lived in the hut since I was 13 years old. I was a Rotorua before that, till I was 13, or till secondary school actually. After intermediate, that's when we shifted down to Lower Hut. Yeah, and I bought an ex-Grant Reed Tirana that was sitting behind the Penzall shed out at Paraparam at that stage, and took it home and found a diff and got that going. And
you started off like in the saloons.
Yeah, I started off. I've always
You've had a few then.
That's basically was super saloons, so there weren't any saloons.
Oh, okay.
Timaru ran saloons and 2.3s, right? 2.3s for anything up to 2.3 litre.
And what year was it again you started racing at Timaru?
87, 88 season.
87, 88.
Unfortunately, on the first meeting I ever did in the car, yeah, it's quite funny. I ended up squeezing Pete Sloman into the wall, and he wasn't very happy about that. In the next race, he gave me the old right rear and he planted me in the turn 2 wall at Timaru, and I wasn't happy about that. So
been in there myself on
it's quite it wasn't a good night for either of us really, but yeah.
So I mean, you jump out in the saloon. Sometimes it's a super saloon.
Oh yeah, I'll do that if one of the girls doesn't want to race. And the numbers are low. I won't do that at a championship meeting. Like if Danny decides she doesn't want to race and Ashley's racing it, I'd rather stay out of the car. Yep. I'm not after any wins, you know. I've been through it all. I'd rather get her going to the front, you know, and standing in the crowd or off to the sideline. I can tell what that car wants way more than sitting in the car behind her or in front of her or something like that, and her come in and go.
You can look at it and say we need to do this.
The car's not doing this. Well, I can look at the car. I can look at the car. It enters the first corner, and I can tell you what it's going to do all night.
Were you expecting the girls to take it up as well?
Well, I waited for them to ask me if they could have a mini stock, and that was Danny. So I didn't push it upon them. She just said to me one day, "I'm going to be 12 next birthday, you better make me a car, a mini stock," you know.
And you had to?
No, I didn't actually. I didn't actually get one done. So I bought an old one and
did it up.
Yeah, I did it all up and that, and so she went out her first season on that, and then her second season I bought 4 mini stocks, and for 4 different people, and 2 of them for my girls. So Ashley's one sat there for a whole season, not being raced because she hadn't aged in yet, so she's 2 years behind Danny. So yeah.
So next season, more of the same.
Next season, yes, it's a hard call on my part. I'd rather concentrate on the girls, get their cars going. Danny's car needs a little bit more engine work, cam change and stuff like that. Ashley's car needs freshening up. You know, it's 3 seasons on that engine. God knows how many laps. Probably concentrate on that, and maybe a couple of new chassis in the wind for those cars. Yeah. Well, maybe not those cars, but those cars will probably be sold, complete or minus engines. It's going to be a hard call whether I actually want to sell Danny's car or not. You know, it's sort of
you've got a bit of time to work it out.
Yeah.
Mate, thanks for your time. We appreciate it. All the very best for tonight and all the best for next season.
Yep.
and I'm sure we'll see Halcrow on cars for a few years to come here.
Yep, right, yeah, they'll be there.
Yeah,
yeah,
good
cool.
stuff.
Yep.
Marty Halcrow, we went out to his place and we had a word. We'll catch up with one of the daughters a bit later. Danielle Halcrow is in the saloons. She can make that saloon very, very wide if she has to. We talked to Danielle about her career and what she wants to do for next year. Well, we're out at the Halcrow workshop, and who do we find? Danielle, saloon car driver extraordinaire. Danielle, great to see you. Let's go back to when you first started getting into Speedway. I know your dad is into it. Did he drag you along as a youngster, as a kid?
Yeah, well, I mean, there wasn't much dragging along. I was probably about 3 months old when I first started going there, so
what took so long to get a licence? So you got into it, and you started mini stocks.
yes, yeah. Yeah,
Didn't everybody?
yeah. We definitely, mini stocks have always had a really good field of cars even since I started.
Tell me about your first mini stock race. A little bit of nervousness?
Yeah, I was very nervous in mini stocks. Didn't have a great time with it. Never really won anything. I just kind of kept going. I didn't want to give up, but I didn't love it. One of my first races, I ended up basically getting straight lined into the wall.
On a mini stock?
Yeah, and I ended up bruising my kidneys and hurting my neck. So I think that sort of put me in a position where I was like, ugh.
So was it saloons because your dad was in the saloons? Is
Yeah,
that sort
I
of a
think
natural
that's what
progression?
we grew up around, that's what we knew, so I never thought twice about it really.
So the Palmy track, the circuit, reasonably tight for saloons, particularly when there's a lot of you.
Yeah, it can be. It's not the worst though. I actually really like Palmy for saloons. I think it's a good, nice even track for us. So it's one of my favourites there. Yeah.
Well, Ashley, of course, is in saloons as well.
Yeah.
Competition between you guys? I asked your dad, who's the best driver out of the two of you?
Well, Ashley is. She's got far more drive than I do.
Yeah, that's what he said. That he said that she's, I think bull terrier was the word that he used.
Yeah.
She's out there and into it and
Yeah.
more aggressive.
Yeah,
And you're
definitely.
you're the gentle type. That you sit
Yeah.
behind, you know.
Yeah, especially nowadays with 2 kids, I
Yeah.
need to get that back. But
But you do make
in
a
time.
car wide when you have to,
yeah.
certainly in Palmy.
Yeah, no, I'm getting there. I'm getting better now. Having 2 kids has been really hard, and I see that with a lot of other females in the sport that have been having kids lately and their struggles with it. So I'm starting to understand that now. But
Is it a time factor, you know, with your family?
I think so, but I'm not ready to kick the boot in just yet. I'll keep trying to push through that. But yeah, I think it's a major mental shift, and I've had to accept that. But
So what's ahead
I'll keep going next season, and
in the saloon?
yep,
Yeah.
and hopefully get more of my drive and confidence back, going back out next season. And
Did you lose a bit?
yeah, I think so. I've spent the last basically 3 years either postpartum or pregnant, so that's definitely had a huge impact on my racing.
More women getting into it around the country?
There,
Are we doing enough to attract women into it?
stock cars, yes. I think stock cars are doing pretty well. Other classes, not so much. I know there are a few women that race TQs, midgets, that kind of stuff up in Auckland. We've lost a lot of super saloon drivers that are females. I think it's just, maybe that just time where there's a bit of a lull in it. It picked up really well at one point, and we're going to have those
Just keep it going.
lulls. But we'll
But you love it?
I do.
Yeah. Danielle Halcrow, one of the 2 Halcrow sisters that are driving. I still call your sister Halcrow because it's the King.
Oh, so do I.
Hasn't worked in yet.
No, it hasn't sunk in
we
for
still
me
call
either.
them the Halcrow sisters, and we're out at the Halcrow workshop for the Speedway Gladiators show. King of the Arena saloons are on tonight. Let's have a look at what happened in this year's Manawatu Saloon Champs.
So we get the green. Honore gets the jump there, holds him, holds Farley as Ashley King gets into third. Hooper now to the outside, the 12S car. King now back up to that high line. She's going to try and find a way past Mike Farley here, the 56 from Stratford in second. You can just see that the faster cars are trying to rev up here as Hooper goes to that high line, gets by in the 12S. Up into third, make it second, the 12S advancing through. 2 to go, or 3 to go.
Oh,
Got one round. That is the 8P, yep. Mike Denham. He gets, no, we got yellow. So just as he was about to get out of harm's way, we do go yellow. We get the green, here we go. Look at this, Ashley King to the outside of the 56S, and I think she's going to have the move done this time. Yes, she does. She gets round. Here comes Hooper to the outside. Has he got anything on the exit of 4? I think he does. The 12S is winding up, and it'll be Hooper at the line. 12S, Blake Hooper, he kisses the concrete for good measure on the finish. There you go, green. Hammer down. It will be Clapperton that gets to the lead. Byron Dennis, he's got to the inside. He's held the field. Look at the outside. Here comes Paul Hosking, the 37. He's already in 6. Trying the outside line there around Danny Halcrow. Clayton Moore to the outside of Byron Dennis. Still Danny Halcrow trying to get by the 42. And Ashley King trying to get by Danny, whose sister. Now she's to the high line. Clapperton now, he's got company. Clayton Moore, the 7P's reeled him in. We go yellow. And here he goes. 9P over the 7P, 37. Here comes Hooper again, the 12S. Straight away looking at that high line, as is Ashley King in the 242. Gets round his sister in the 24. And a bit of a stablemate there, the 42. She's up into the 5th spot. Here goes Blake Hooper though. He's into 3rd, round the outside of Hosking. Trying to get to the high line on Clayton Moore as well. Looks like he can get it done. He does. And he goes to the lead. Not quite. Yes, now he's in the lead. Blake Hooper, 12S. Out in front now. White flag, 1 to go for Blake Hooper. This will put him on the front row of the feature race. Now Ashley King, can she get to the high line? Oh, she's caught the tail end of Hosking. Blake Hooper's going to come through 4, take the wall. We go yellow. To green this time. 12S, Paul Hosking gets out of shape. Ashley King straight away makes a move, and she's into 3rd, 242. But it will be Blake Hooper, the 12S, picks up the win. The 7P, 242. Oh, we got one spun up there. It's the 7. We get the green. She's got the jump. Can Hooper get it around the outside? King controls it. Here comes Honore through the inside as well. So Hooper's actually lost a couple. Ashley King goes to the front. We got yellow, and it looked like a bit of a jump. It did look like a wee bit of a jump. Okay, let's try that again. So Hooper in the 12, he sets the pace here. And we get the green. And this time Hooper gets a jump. Or does King get to the lead? She's pressuring, she's pressuring. Oh, the 12 holds on. Ashley King looking to the inside of Hooper. He's holding on. Here comes the 37. I'll tell you what, he could even get past the 12 if he's onto it here. Goes to that high line, gets past the 242. And he's going to attempt the 12 as well. Here comes Paul Hosking, the 37P. And he gets to the lead, does Hosking. Hooper and Halcrow side by side. Has she got the dive this time? Schotter might be in the wrong place for it. Oh, she had the run, and Eric Schotter, he's held up the 242's line. We're about to see the white flag. Yes, we are. 1 to go for the 37P. And here comes the 242 this time. Great run out of 2. Oh, she squares it up. Paul Hosking, he's going to win the Manawatu title by the looks of things here. Can King get a good run out of 4? Hooper's going to hold on. It will be Paul Hosking, your Manawatu Saloon champion. 37p over the 12S and the 242.
Well, it's a big night tonight. It is the king of the arena. We've got stock cars, we've got saloons, we've also got the sidecar best pairs as well. Nearly time to go racing. Let's buckle up, let's go.